I remember this so vividly. When cars first had tire pressure monitors, the theme around the shop was, what kind of grown man can't even check his own tire pressure? I know you've heard this, maybe you've said it, I'm guilty of saying it myself, and then take a step back. Well, what about today? What, grown man doesn't know how to code something on a computer. They didn't grow up like we did. They don't live, eat, sleep, and breathe this industry and vehicles or whatever in general. So it's easy to have that mindset of this dumb customer or this dumb car, where if we, you've heard it in a shop before. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard it, but I also, I had customers tell me how dumb they were, and I said, well, you know what? I'm sure what you do, I can't do.
Exactly.
You're a lawyer, you know your law, I know my car,
Yep.
Whatever you do, you're a teacher, you can do that, right? I do this, don't feel that way, ask questions and we'll help you.
They're scared. A lot of what we deal with is stereotypical, and we're trying to get out of an old myth, an old way of being, and have people be more comfortable and trusting their own intuition and their own instincts.
Not everybody has logical thinking when it comes to machinery, for sure.
I can't tell you how many times I've sat next to a customer in the waiting room with them in tears because their car was broken and they couldn't afford to fix it, or they were just there last week and spent $1,000 and now something else totally unrelated broke and it's another $200. And yeah, they got the $200, but they feel like they're getting punched in the mouth over and over and over again with this car. And so we have to be there for them. And so listening and understanding and being compassionate with them, in addition to educating them and having just 10 ounces of empathy for what they're going through. Because be honest, no one likes getting their car worked on. Nobody gets up and goes, I'm going to get my timing belt replaced today.
So there you go. So now on top of psychologist, we have plumber, right, electrician, mechanic, whatever, carpenter.
Yep.
You could just add, you're right on. Right. Exactly.
Programmer.
Mm-hmm. So it's all encompassed.
A lot of it is psychological, though. You really have to feel, you have to have your business with feeling, and you have to care about what they care about, and I've had customers who actually had a bad day and then, maybe chewed me out where I shouldn't have been chewed out. I came back and said, you know what, I really wasn't feeling good. I had a family problem. My mom wasn't doing well. And then they came back and apologized to me. So it happens, Well,
then you also know that you have a good relationship. You have a good rapport with that person.
That's right.
And there's so much understanding in that. Otherwise, people just want to be connected to. And we're smart. Right? When it makes sense, when it clicks and you get it, you feel comfortable. So if I was working with the battery and now your radio doesn't work, all of a sudden, because it makes sense, I don't feel like you're trying to get one over on me. But when you don't have that communication, that's when everything goes astray. We're here to be of service.
Yep.
That I think is the overall umbrella. If it's inside the shop or it is with our customers, being of service to each other and being of service to our community is the best way to be conducting business.
The kids don't know how to check their oil. They don't know what these lights mean. Just give them some basic car knowledge, It's just amazing that to us it's just so easy, and for these, especially these new drivers, and most of their parents don't know either, because they come in with the same lights on, don't know what it is. I got this thing lights up like a Christmas tree. What is this? It's like, that's your tire light. You never saw that before? You had the car for 4 years,
It's similar to teaching someone to fish. Once they understand what the dashboard lights mean and what their car needs, then they're more willing to obviously take care of it, right? They want to take care of it. And if you're the one who teaches that to them, then you're your first thought on their mind. So it's very good for business to do this community service and outreach.
Not only are you potentially training new drivers and one day a customer of yours, but think about that kid sitting watching you check the oil in a car, or plugging in a scan tool and making the car do cool stuff just by mashing buttons on a keypad. Maybe that's your next ace technician
Right.
that's going to go to tech school or just come apprentice with you. You never know what your presentation and your influence on this younger generation is truly going to be. It might be nothing, and odds are it's going to be nothing, but you might train some great customers. You might train some great drivers that they're not going to be stuck on the side of the road for 12 hours while they wait for a tow truck. Nope, they're just going to get out and boop, 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 change a tire. Or you're maybe reaching that one student that just needs that push to go into automotive. Maybe that's it.
I've done some shadowing, whereas they asked me to have a student come in for an hour or two just to kind of shadow one of my workers and all. I've done that, and that was pretty cool. I could work out pretty well.
And going back to our problem with finding technicians, again, there's no one solution for that. It's all the little things, talking to high schools, colleges, training new drivers. That helps make our industry better. That's going to make people want to be involved in our industry more than if they think it's just a dirty, hard, thankless job.